Hey YouTube, what's going on? Chris here. I want to bring you a quick update on Litecoin. We're at $93.29. We're down 8.64%. Had a little bit of a throwback last night. Guys, we ended up wicking up all the way to, it was about $107 right here. Then we had, this is on the 4-hour chart. What we're going to do, we're going to work from the 4-hour all the way back to the day. So what we had here, guys, we pushed up to that 107. Then we basically had a bearish engulfing candle here, and we've just been falling down ever since. And what we're looking at now is this green line. And guys, this is one of the targets that I was looking at that I wanted to see if we could consolidate up upon this. And the reason why, it's also correlating, if you see this trend line that I have here in purple, guys, basically it started at the beginning of this move right here, this big impulse wave that we had there. So here's a touch point, here's a touch point, and then here's a touch point. So we've had 3 touch points, and what we're having right now is a doji candle basically on this trend line. So this trend line is crucial. We're going to see if we get another bounce off this, just like we did down here. Do you see this doji here, guys? And then we started to move up. So we're going to see if we get back up above this 20 EMA that's in orange here and close up above that on the 4-hour chart, or if we're going to start having closes below this trend line. And that's why I have this alert here, guys. So my downside alert target is at 91.33. I'll be alerted, and then to the upside at 99.24 I'll be alerted. So guys, that's what we're looking at right there. We want to basically just close back up above this 20 EMA, and we want to continue to hold this trend line. I can't emphasize how important that is, because if all of a sudden we start having candle closes below this trend line, guys, we could be looking down to around $85 for support, and then we would look all the way down here to around that 79.67 as support there. Remember, guys, to the upside, we'd be looking first to get over about 95, and then it would be right here around that 99.24, which I have basically would just show 100. So we're going to have to see, guys, if this is a spot here where we fell, we come back up, maybe have a little reaction up to into this area, and then another test back of this trend line. That could happen. We could fall right through, or we could just continue this move up just like we did here, guys. Do you see how we came down? Same thing, and then we continued to move back up. So that's always in the cards as well that we're having there. And on the 4-hour, we did have a golden cross of our 100 moving average over our 200-day moving average. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go out to our 8-hour chart right here, and this is the same thing. So we're going to keep all the same trend lines, going to keep everything, guys. We're just going to really focus in on the moving averages now. That's what I want you to pay attention to. So we're still up above this 20 EMA here. We're up above our 50, we're up above our 100, and we're up above our 200 there, and we're still up above that trend line. So that's what we're looking at there on the 8-hour. And then what I'm going to take you to is the 12-hour. And on the 12-hour, you can see we're forming that doji candle. So that fight, that in between the bulls and the bears fighting back and forth on that trend line, still up above the 20 there, guys. We're up above the 50, the 100, and the 200 there. And then we'll go all the way out to the 1 day. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to add the MACD, and we're going to go back through it, guys. So right now, what you can see is we have to wait for the close today. The close is going to be very important. If we close down where we're at now, guys, this is very deep into the candle yesterday. So that could signify that we will have further downside action. But right now, we have not closed for the day, and we're far away from the close, guys. It doesn't close till 8 p.m. and right now it is 9:28 a.m. where I'm at. So anything can happen. We could push farther down, we could start moving up. Now all of a sudden, if we get bought up into here, guys, and there's a really long wick there, that might just show that we have an area like this where we had hesitation before we make another move to the upside. Because yesterday, what was significant is we got a close. This was our candle close, guys. We closed up above the real bodies here at 93, and then we were up above that 100 as well, that wick, and we actually closed up above that. And then today you saw that we tried to push up even higher to about 107, and then we saw that rejection. We've just been getting pushed down there. So now this is a crucial time for Litecoin. We're going to have to pay attention, but we're still up above all these moving averages here on the 1 day as well. And we would look for support then to the downside, guys, at this 20 EMA here. We would look to see where we also have this area of support and resistance right there around that $84, $83, $84 is going to be a key area if this trend line breaks. So now what I want to do, I want to go back to basically the 1-hour chart, what I'm going to show you here, and we're going to add the MACD, and we're going to see how it's moving with this today. And this is how I like to line stuff up, guys. So right now it looks like the histogram's starting to tick to the positive here. We had this bearish cross right there, And guys, what you do, you take this bearish cross and you look at this candle. This is a very bearish candle. It's like a bearish belt hold line candle there. So say you're able to get out at 100 and we're all the way down at around 93 now. So playing these MACD crosses with those candles is very significant. So now we're going to look at this guy, see if we get any follow through there on the 1 hour. And you can see the purple line is our trend line here, right here, guys. And that's why I also have that alert there. So if the trend line's broken, I'll know that we're most likely falling down to the downside a little bit more. Okay, guys, doji here, and we're actually having this cross right here. This is a bearish cross that is taking place on the 4-hour chart. We're going to have to see if this trend line holds or not, guys. And we are starting to get a histogram tick to the negative on the 4 hours. Next, we're going to go to the 8 hours. And the 8 hours, we're still up above this signal line here, guys, but we're starting to get that cross there. So we're going to have to pay attention. You can just see how this MACD changes as we work it, guys. Right here, here's the 12-hour. Looks like it's starting to hook, but we have definitely not crossed it yet, guys. The histogram's still just kind of in that neutral territory there. Then we'll take it all the way out to the 1 day. And typically what you want to wait for, guys, just like right up here, once you had this cross here, it would have been on this candle. This is when you would have gotten out. And say you even got out the low point, that was at 75. We ended up going as low as 65. So that could have saved you $10 per coin right there, just looking at those crosses. And then we wanted to buy right here, guys, and that's where I bought around that 73 to 75, right in that area where we had that cross. So now we're more in that neutral category right here, and we're just going to have to wait to see if we do get a MACD cross to the negative side or not. Right now I am still sitting in my position from that 73 to 75. I'm just waiting to see what happens with the close today. That's what I'm looking at, guys. I want to see what happens with this close. If all of a sudden we have a really deep close like where we're at now, we may have more downside action. So I just want you to be aware of that. Next thing we're going to look at, guys, is the RSI, and we're going to look at it through the time frames as well. I think it's really important to look at that. Alright, so with the RSI, this is cooling down, guys, which is a good thing. We're at 63 right now. We did need a little bit of a cool down period. We were talking about yesterday how some of the indicators were getting overextended, and then this is the trend line that I want to see us respect. This is the big one here, guys, on the RSI. So do you see this, how we're making those higher lows? So this is the trend line we want to see respective. If we start having breaks below that, then that could show you that we may be even going further to the downside. Now look for support around that 55 on the RSI. But we're having higher highs here, guys. We're having higher lows. So we're just going to have to wait and see what's taking place. So now let's go to the 12-hour with it. We're just going to see how different things look. I'm going to pull off my trend line there, guys. So this would still look like if you threw a trend line on here, we would still be holding this right there. So that maybe the 12-hour is one of the best to look at, guys. We have the doji forming right there, and we're going to see if we get a bounce off this area where it's 63 there. Let me erase that, and we'll just go through the time frames, guys, all the way down to the 4 hours. See what they're looking like. Here's our 8 hours. Starting to dump there. You can see we have some divergence. Price was higher, but our RSI was actually going down there. Then let's look at the 4 hours. Guys, we're looking to find some type of support around that 53. We're at 52 right there on the RSI. And then also I want to do the stock RSI with you. And guys, this is what I like to do. I like to go through the time frames just to kind of see what the oscillators are doing at each different time frame. So you can really see we had that big fall there, guys, moving to the downside. We have not started to get a positive hook yet. Let's take a look at the 8 hours. Okay, crossing through right here, so we're crossing down through that signal line. 12 hours, we have the double top. Do you see that top there, guys? And we just broke down through this M, so that would be your neckline there. We're breaking down through it. We're at 59 and 79, and then on the 1 day, remember how we were talking about this yesterday, guys? We were just really starting to get overextended. We were pegged out. We were at like 100 and 100, I believe it was. And now we're at 85 and 89. So that's still up a little bit higher, just so you know, guys. So these are the things that I was looking at, guys. And this is what I'm really going to be paying very close attention to, is this candle close today. This right up here. So remember, just like I was telling you earlier, and it's important that you remember this, the deeper, so this is where the close would be, guys, or this is where... So with a bearish candle here, the bulls tried to push up, and now we got pushed down, and this is where we're at right here. So this is what I'm paying attention to. If we close up higher into this, that would be a good sign that we may be able to continue this move up. If we close down like where we're at now and we have this deep penetration into this candle, then guys, that could show that we may start to continue to roll over. But waiting for this close today is very important, because we're at that key area right here. We're back testing this $93 or $92 or so where we had this doji candle up there. We're trying to make that old resistance become new support, and that's what you always want. So when we break out of something like this, we broke up, now we want to come back, we want to consolidate upon this before we make our next move up higher. And my target would be at about $110 there, guys, would be the target. And then we would look at, let's see, after the 110, guys, let me zoom out here a little bit more just to really take a look at this. So then we would look at most likely around this 126 and then up around that 141 right now to the upside, guys. So that's what we're looking at. We're going to see if we come back. This would be a big area to consolidate up upon again, because here we had a lot of chop. We were going up and down, all those different things. Then we had a massive breakout of that, and you can see where the trend line would have been there. Then we had that nice fall. So guys, we're in the intermediate term bullish uptrend. We're up above our 20 EMA, we're up above our 50 moving average, up above our 100 and our 200, and we had a nice golden cross that took place right here. So we're just going to have to wait and see where the close is today. Guys, look for a video tonight. I'm going to try to get one out at 8 o'clock on the close, just to show you how deep we are penetrating into that candle or not. But we're going to have to wait. We're going to have to be patient. We're going to have to see if that purple trend line holds. That's what I'm paying attention to. Paying very close attention to it, guys. God bless each and every one of you. We're at $94 right now. I appreciate you being with me. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you like these updates. Take care, my friends.